Hi and welcome back to my origami channel, and today I am going to show you how to fold an Origami Angel designed by Mark Kirschenbaum. And this model can be found in his book called Pure and Simple Origami, which is a fantastic origami book that you can find on Amazon and other resources. And that being said, we'll get started with today's model. This particular model here was done with tracing paper, and I believe this was about a 9-inch square, and I kind of highlighted the top of the angel's head here with a regular highlighter. But for instructional purposes today, I'm going to show you how to fold this model from like a regular 6-inch square of origami paper, white on one side, yellow on the other. It's a pretty simple model. It's basically about 19 steps long. Depending on how big your paper is and the thickness of the folds, it can come out a little different, a little quirky, but that being said, the model lays flat pretty good. You can kind of fold it, you can kind of fold the bottom and have it stand up against something. It looks really good. So that being said, we'll go ahead and continue here, and we're going to start out with the colored side up here, and we're going to do a simple diagonal fold top to bottom here. This is lined up really good here. You do want to keep your folding as precise as possible. I'm kind of messy because I'm trying to navigate underneath this camera and I don't have a very great view. But go ahead and do that first diagonal. Bring the second diagonal down here. I'm going to try to keep this on camera here. Make nice sharp creases. Okay, your next step is going to be taking this raw edge and bringing it up to this top here. Your model should look something like this here. Okay, moving along. For step 4, we're going to be taking this corner point and bringing it down to this intersection here. Let me zoom in a little bit here so you can see. Basically bringing that point right down to the center there. A nice firm crease. Okay, step 5 is going to be basically unfolding everything except that last fold. Sorry for this camera work. Okay. Step 6, we're going to turn this thing over. Flatten it out a little bit here. Okay, now for step 7, we're basically taking this top edge here and this top edge and folding it right down to the center line here, like airplane stuff, like you're making a paper airplane style here. Try to keep your creases accurate here. Bring this, continue, follow through that fold here. Take this next edge, bring that in down here. Follow through that fold, and the model should look something like that. Okay, for step 8, we're going to take this point. I'm going to zoom in a little bit for this so you guys get a better view. I'm going to be taking this corner here and folding it airplane style up to this edge. Spin this around so you can see. Do a good crease. And do the same on this point here on the other side. Let me back out a little bit here. Let's see. Just bring that point up there. just like that. Your model at this point should look something like this. Continuing on with step 9 here. Now step 9 is not too tricky. You're basically going to unfold the 2 flaps that you just folded here on the last step. And you are going to take and fold from this crease line here, this crease line up to that raw edge there. You kind of just bring this over. I'm going to spin this so that you have a better view here. And line that fold up with that folded edge there, bringing this edge all the way out to that corner there. Make sure that the folds are clean and precise, just as such. Sorry for the camera angle. I'm kind of new at this. You're gonna repeat that process over on this side here, bringing this folded line up to that edge. Spin that around here. And when you do that, it should basically bring about a 45-degree angle across there. And your model should look something like this. And moving along to step 10. For step 10, we are going to bring this raw edge here on the bottom up to the top where these creases meet here, and making a pinch mark. Whoops, kind of messed that one up a little bit. Making a crease mark right here in the center, nothing too big, just like that. Now, for step 11, we are going to take this top point and bring it down to the crease you just made, keeping everything right there in the center. Make a firm crease across the top. The model should look something like this. For step 12. Step 12, we are going to make a mounting fold across this whole section here. I'm going to use a ruler to show you where that fold is. So basically the mountain fold is going to be lined right up across here. Now the way I do that is to flip the model over. I just basically bring it up to the folded edge here. Hopefully you can see this on camera here. Fold it straight across to line up accurately with the line on the other side there. And move back. You should have it right about there. Unfold that. This is the line right there, right across. Make sure it's as accurate as possible. I'm gonna kind of go fast here, so it might not be as accurate. But basically, if you flip this back over, this is what your model should look right about, something like that right there. Now, for step 13, we are going to start to shape the angel's head, which is this square here, and we're basically doing 2 mountain folds, one on the top and one on the bottom. And these are reference folds. They're not anything. It's kind of a rat fold. It's a right about there fold. Where you're going to basically fold. I'm gonna, hopefully this is on camera. Basically fold this top part back, top point back. I'm gonna try to make sure it's centered with a line. And it's kind of difficult for me because of the camera here, but it's going to be something like this. Right along those lines is the first fold you're going to do for the top of the angel's head. And that being said, you're going to do also one on the bottom part of the head here. And then the way I do that is to kind of bring this up here. Just bring the point down, make sure it's centered on that centered line. Not too much. It's a rat fold, a right about there fold, so just to your taste. Do a good firm crease, bring that back down, and you can see now you have basically the shape of the angel's face right there. And your model at this point should look something like this. And moving along to step 14. Step 14, we are basically going to be taking these edges here and bringing them down to line up. Now this one's a little off, I'm going to adjust it a little bit, but we're taking these edges here and bringing them down, airplane style, down to here. And when you do that, this point should go right to these diagonals or somewhere close. As you can see, that'll line up pretty good right there. Do a good firm crease. I tend to use a bone folder. You can use your fingernail, and repeat the same on the other side. Now, if you follow me so far, your model should look something like that. Okay, now for the next step, for excuse me, for step 15, we're going to be bringing basically this corner here and bringing it down. Now this is kind of a reference fold. You can do it to taste, but I'm going to try to zoom in and show you. You're basically taking, and what I like to do is, if you can see this corner here on the head, this little point right here, I like to bring this edge down to about there, to where this edge lines up with that point right there. Now this is to taste, but when you see when I did this and do a firm crease here, it lines up pretty good down here. And that being said, we're going to do the same thing for the other side here. We're going to grab the top here, bring it down, kind of keep that inside part on here. I bring it right down to the edge here to line up with that point and do a firm crease. Now if you did that like I did it right now, you're going to notice that you have this gap across the top here. Now that's going to be important on the next step. Okay, so now step 16, we're going to turn this thing over, and your model should look something like this. Now the next fold is going to be a fold basically to bring this edge parallel down here, but using this edge as a reference, this point as a reference point. I'm going to use the roller to show you what I mean. If you were to line up the ruler on the top of this edge right here and then bring this over, you'll see where that point is. With that point being there, this is where you're going to fold this edge down, leaving the gap from this point here down, leaving that gap. You know, again, this is to your own reference. Let the wing, I'm sorry, come back out on that side. So whatever's below is going to come flipped out. You want to kind of make sure that this edge is parallel with that one. Bring it in, flatten it down. This is the angel's wing per se right here on this side. And you are going to do the same from this point down parallel. You can use a ruler. I'm using a ruler because the paper is small, and I'm going to back this out just a little bit so you guys can see what I mean, but I'm going to use a ruler to kind of bring that point. That's where the point is here on top. And once that point is there, I can see kind of where the fold has to come across, leveling out on that side. Bringing this, again, bringing the bottom part out. Let the angel's wings flap out right there. Bring this back into view here. And go ahead and do a firm crease across there, just like that. And your model should look something like that. Mine's a little sloppy. I don't have a great view right now the way I'm folding. So that being said, we're just about done with this model. Okay, so we're going to be moving on now to step 16. And step 16 is basically to valley fold these corners right here into this fold right there. So you basically take this point, bring it over, just like that. As you can see, the paper gets a little thick here. Do a really firm crease across, and do the same on the other side. I'm going to rotate this so you guys can see, but I'm going to bring that down just like that. Do a firm crease. Now, if you did it halfway accurate, you'll notice that the head looks pretty even. Like I've done way worse, but Mark Kirschenbaum does really great designs, and thank God most of them are pretty simple. And so that being said, we're just about done. There's only one step left. We're going to take this bottom part here, this tip, and bring it right up to this intersection where those parallels meet. So you're going to bring that up right about there. Fold that nice and neat. Now flip this thing over, and you have yourself a very nice two-dimensional, great for a Christmas card design kind of deal, Origami Angel. And the great thing about this model, I'm going to zoom this out a little bit. It's so simple. It could be folded to sit up against something. It's just really great. So if you like this video and you want to see more, please subscribe. Please leave comments below. Please like, and I will see you soon with, hopefully with another model by Mark. He's given me permission to do this model. He gave me permission to do also his car model, which you can see on my videos, and hopefully a lot more, because they're really simple models. They're great. They're a good intermediate, and yeah, have fun. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.